Hey, 5 picks, one chick and a cat. Welcome back. Hey, Gato, missed you last week.
Where were we? We were
Ah,
busy. It was
yeah,
Thanksgiving week.
yeah, you weren't with me last week. I believe you were out golfing.
I was out golfing.
Yeah,
Yep.
catting around, right? Catting around.
I was El Gatoing around. That's right.
Gatoing around.
Yeah. Had fun with some friends and got out a little bit and enjoyed the outdoors and swinging some sticks.
That's
What else
good.
is there to do? That's about the,
Grip
that is
'em and
all to
rip
do.
'em.
Yep.
Hey, El Gato, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did.
Hey, you're listening to 5 Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is the podcast that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Today, we're going to break down and give you our 5 best picks for this week and hopefully give you a little bit of stats or reasons why we like those picks. But before we start, El Gato, we're not going to have a special guest today. Mr. Parlay was going to try to be with us, but I think he might still be out hunting turkey. So hopefully we get him on soon. But
Yeah.
for week 13, I went 4 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie. My
Oh,
season
nice.
record is 37 wins, 26 losses, and 2 ties. I'm at 59%.
Oh, that's
You
wonderful.
went, you had 1 win, 3 losses, and 1 tie as well. And you are at 32 wins, 32 losses, and 1 tie. So you're right at that cusp, the 50% mark. So that's still good. You still got, maybe a little bit of work to do to kind of bring that up a little bit, but
Yeah.
you can
I'd
do it.
say I'd say a little bit of work. I need to maybe win 3 of 2, 4 of 1 this coming week. We'll see what happens. But yeah, 59% on your end. Fantastic. I mean, 37 and 26. It's not even the Vegas people do that.
I know,
And they
right?
do it full time.
I know.
Right?
I know. We're just a little bitty podcast just having a
Yeah.
good time with each other. Oh,
Some good
wait.
pickings.
That may not sound quite right, but you know what I mean.
I know what
Hey,
you mean.
week 14, can you believe it? It's
Gosh,
crazy.
it is crazy. I mean, week 14. I mean, think about that. All the teams that still have some football to play for, probably half the teams don't.
Yep.
So, but yeah, a lot of football left still to play. Some seedings to be decided, some divisions to be won, and we shall see. It's getting to that time of the season where these next 2 or 3 games are going to decide, who gets home field, who's in the dance, and who's left outside trying to wonder what happened in the season,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I agree. It's crazy to think that we're talking about the Chiefs and the Lions like maybe not even making the playoffs, and
I know
these
that is,
games for them are very relevant. If that's the right word.
yeah,
Is relevant the right word? I think
yeah.
so.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is because I mean, we expected the Chiefs to be the Chiefs that they've been the last 3 or 4 years, right? Being led by Mahomes and that potent offense. They just haven't gotten it done this year. And then the Lions, you'd think they would, the Eagles, won that entire NFC last year. The Lions were just right there, right on the cusp to knock the door down. You'd think they'd come back more ready this year. But these last 3 or 4 weeks for the Lions has been brutal. They've just taken some tough
Yeah.
kicks to the where,
Yeah.
and they just haven't pulled out any victories that are meaningful. And they find
Yeah.
themselves in a hole. Even Dan Campbell said that they're in a hole. And who do they play next? The Cowboys, right?
Tonight. I'm excited.
The the res, the resurgent Cowboys. If
Yeah.
you can, I mean, they've pulled off a couple of 2 or 3 victories in a row. They're hard to stop.
Yeah.
Once they get that offense going. But
Let's go on to our picks, El Gato. Because my first pick is going to be the Bengals at the Bills. So, Bills are -5.5. And Bengals actually played their best game of their whole entire season last week at Baltimore. But I really don't think that they're going to be able to duplicate that effort in Buffalo, where the Bills are actually 5-1 at home. Bengals are still the worst defense in football, and it's not even close. So I'm going to go with the Bills minus 5.5. I really think that they will cover and actually win a lot bigger than 5.5. So give me the Bills minus 5.5. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna take this one too. I mean, the Bills are in a must-win game. They are 2 or 3 games behind the Patriots in that division. Patriots are, I mean, surprisingly up there, way ahead. The Bills have been, up and down these last, 4 or 5 games. They beat the Chiefs, then they lose to the Dolphins, right? Then they beat the Bucks. Then they lose to a tough Patriots team, and then they go on and beat the Steelers, who is always tough, right? That's always a tough matchup with the Steelers. So, but with a must-win game here, to your point, the Bengals struggling on defense. Touchdown game, which would cover that 5.5. I'll take the Bills.
All right. Hey, my second pick is going to be Titans getting 3.5, and they're at the Browns. These are the worst two offenses in the NFL. But I'm going to give the edge to quarterback Cam Ward. So Browns seem to play much better as a big underdog, and this game they're not. So I'm going to take the Titans getting the points. What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm going to agree with you again, Angela. And what can you say about a 1-11 team or 1-12 team that are the Titans, right? Browns are not that much better. But you know what the Titans have done the last 3 or 4 games? They've covered, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, what can you say? Cam Ward is bringing them back, and I think they're covering, backdoor covering. They're in the fourth quarter. It seems like the last 2 or 3 games. This may be no different. So I'm gonna go with the team that is covering, right? Which is the business we're in right now. Which team can cover? So I'm gonna go with the Titans. Plus 3.5. That's a full score, full touchdown.
All right.
So I'm gonna go with the Titans on this one.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, my third pick is going to be Texans getting 3, and they're at the Chiefs. We kind of talked about the Chiefs here. Texans
Mm-hmm.
bring the number one defense, and they are on a 4-game win streak. They looked good last week. Man, that defense is keeping them alive. Chiefs are struggling, and they've got a banged up offensive line, so I think players are getting to Mahomes a little bit easier, which is something he really isn't used to. I think that's part of their struggle that we're seeing, but I'm definitely going with Texans getting the points in this game. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna agree with you again. Only because the Texans, we left them for dead 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, right? Because they were playing so poorly. They couldn't block for Stroud. They had no running game. Their defense was still there, right? That's been the reliable thing all year for the Texans. But I left them for dead. But they're only 1 game behind,
Yep.
right? Think about that. They've beaten the Colts. They've beaten the Bills. They had a tough loss. We saw the game against Denver. When they gave up that long third down
Yeah.
conversion so Denver could win that game. They had a tough loss against Seattle. It was a tough team. They played these teams close. And that was at that point without an offense. Now they're getting somewhat their legs under them offensively. The defense seems to be surging, right? They're out there like maniacs. It seems like they're playing with 14 guys out there sometimes. They're covering everyone. They cover the gaps on the defensive side, on the defensive line. Their cornerbacks and the safeties are shutting things down. They're really getting after the quarterback. We saw Daniels running for his life a few times, right?
Yeah.
So, and the Chiefs, to your point earlier, they're struggling. They have offensive line issues. It seems like the teams that they're playing now, talk trash to them, which you didn't see this, right?
Yeah.
Now they're, saying that now the teams are saying the Chiefs, your run is over.
Yeah.
You guys are done.
We figured you out.
We figured you out. Mahomes, you can still make plays, but we figured your other dudes out.
Yeah.
Kelsey is not the guy he used to be. Run game is suspect sometimes. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the tougher defensive team, being the Texans, being only one game behind. I'm going to
Yeah.
go with the Texans at getting points.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Good game. Hey, you have a fourth and fifth pick for us?
I have a couple of picks. I've got the old black and blue AFC North division matchup here with the Ravens and the Steelers. They're both 6-6. They're fighting for the leadership of that division, as bad as it is. I also left the Ravens for dead also earlier this year, when they couldn't put anything together. Jackson was out. Henry was fumbling at crucial times and losing the games for them. And the Steelers, they've only won one of their last four games. They're struggling. Aaron Rodgers has been out maybe the last couple of weeks, not playing up to par. I think he's at full speed now. We'll see, but I'm going to take the Ravens on this one. I think they've got better athletes. From what I can see, this the eyeball test. Better athletes on each side. Jackson really hasn't produced this year, but when this is a quarterback league on who can make plays, so you say, okay, can Jackson make more plays than Aaron Rodgers at this point? Probably yes, right? So I'm going to go with the Ravens. It's a -6. It's a full touchdown, fighting for first place in that AFC North. I'm going to take the Ravens at this one.
So on this one, I'm going the other side. I'm going to take the Steelers getting the points. Steelers have been the better team this year. We're week 14. I think they've played better than the Ravens. I
Yep.
don't know what it is about Jackson. I've never been a fan of Jackson. But Ravens had to win 5 in a row just to even the standings with the Steelers. And then they get blown out by Cincy at home on their own home field.
Yeah.
I will take the Steelers +6 in a tough divisional game for first place. They may not win, but I think that they're going to cover. I think this is going to be a really close game.
Yeah.
And
It's a good.
and on this game, you win, you're in, or at least still have a possibility. You
Yeah.
lose, you're out. To
Yeah,
me,
but
that's what I think.
as premium as the wins are, right? I know what you're saying. I mean, they only have 6 wins. It seems like each week to get a win is such a struggle, even getting one game behind, right?
Yeah.
You have to make that one up and then win an extra one to come out on top in that division. So, yeah, I mean, I almost agree with you. If you lose this one, you're with only what 3 games left to play, then you're really behind, right? Then you're relying on other teams to do your work instead of you doing the work. But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. It's going to be a tough street fight, I think.
And they do have 4 games left. And granted, yeah, they've got a chance. Whoever wins or loses, they have a chance to still be in it. But yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they
they will.
are, and they're all good. Also, keep in mind they are going to play each other again. So
But this division, Angela, this one with the amount of losses they have already, I mean, there would be no wild card coming out of this division. They have to win it.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because the rest of the AFC, those division winners are going to get in. Plus, the wild cards are better than the wild card that would be in this division. So, yeah, the only one team's coming out of this AFC North,
yeah.
right?
And my stat guy, he's all about the numbers. So yeah, the numbers. That's why he's saying they are not out, the loser. But for me, I just feel like the loser of this game, we're not going to see them in the playoffs. So anyway, you have a fifth pick for us?
One more pick. It's the Packers and the Bears. What a game! I'm looking
The
forward to watching
Bears.
this. I'm looking forward to watching this game. The Bears. I mean, they're one up in the division. They're one up on the Packers, right? They're two up on the Lions, who many thought, including myself, I bought a Lions shirt, right, to start the year. I thought they were going to be the team of that NFC North,
Piggyback.
along along with the Packers, right? I mean, they've whipped up on the Vikings. You know, they've reeled off what, five straight wins. They beat the Eagles. Granted, the Eagles are struggling here the last 3 or 4 weeks, but you know they beat the defending champions. Caleb is making his throws. He's scrambling, making third down conversions and crucial third down conversions to
Yep.
get into field goal range or scoring position. And the defense that the Bears have, you know, they're playing like the Bears of old. Maybe I'm exaggerating, right? But you know my point.
Yeah.
They're playing good football. Packers seem to be, you know, getting their legs under them as well defensively. I guess Mika's getting more comfortable out there being on that team, and maybe his players, teammates are getting used to him. And offensively, they're scoring the football, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to go with the over on this one at 44 and a half. I expect both teams to score in the 20s, and hopefully it's like a 28-27 game that would put up over that 44. I just want some offensive production. I just want to see a good offensive game with, you know, some crucial defensive stops, you know, that makes the game interesting. But I do want to see some scoring on this one.
This one. Hey, you might be able to get a refund on your Lions shirt.
You're so that was mean, Angela. Very mean.
Hey, okay, so on this game, I'm not going to do over under. I'm going to pick a side, and the side I'm picking is the Packers minus 6.5. Um, Man, we've talked about Bears, cardiac kids. I get that. Bears have won 5 in a row and 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Um, yeah, in my opinion, this is the game that will show how good the Bears really are playing
So
against the
you're thinking
Packers.
they're going to be either contenders or pretenders.
Exactly. And I know we've talked about them. They're cardiac kids. This game I think is going to be the one that shows it.
Yeah.
Uh, they are 1-11 over the last 6 years against the Packers, so I think that will continue.
Mhm.
This is where the hammer meets the nail in this game. Bang. I think the Packers win pretty easily for sure. I think they can cover. That's a touchdown, 6.5. So I think they can do that. So give me the Packers taking down the cardiac kids.
All right. That's a
All
good
right.
analysis. You know, you're right. I mean, we're going to find out if, I mean, can this streak really continue for the Bears? I mean, five in a row. You said nine out of their last 10.
Yep.
When have the Bears done that? Never. Maybe the last 10 years. Never. It's
In
been a while since they've.
1985.
It's been a while since they've been good. It's been a little bit since they've been good, right? As
McMahon
far
in the
as,
fridge.
yeah, that's wow. I was a young lad. They've been kind of like, you know, the bottom of that division for the longest time. Used to be they were there with the Lions,
Yeah,
right?
they look good.
Scraping the very bottom, but they're playing well, playing good.
They they are. They definitely are. Hey, you have a lock for us?
You know, the lock I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to go with the Bills. I
Yeah.
think they're going to take care of business. I think that minus 5.5 is thinking maybe a 7 to 10 point win over the Bengals. They've got to win. I mean, they've got to keep up or try to keep up with the Patriots. I don't know what can stop the Patriots right now other than
Yeah,
themselves.
they look good.
So, and I just learned from you, Angela, the other day that I have the Patriots was my third round draft pick in the Super Bowl pool.
I know. I had a chance to get him and I didn't get him. You have
So
3 teams. You have 3 teams that are
yeah, but you
looking
know
good.
what? My Rams pooped on themselves the other day.
They still look good. Rams, Lions, and
Yeah.
Patriots. I'll trade my Packers for your 3.
I'll keep mine,
Okay.
but you know what? My Lions have underperformed. The Rams just gave that one away. They had a chance to get up on that entire division by 3 or 4 games, I think,
Yeah.
but they just crapped on themselves against Carolina. I mean, come on, man. They're 2 times better than Carolina. They just didn't get it done.
Carolina is looking good though. They
You
are.
know,
They
how many
are.
times did we dog Bryce Young back in the
No,
day?
not me. I have always been a fan of Bryce Young. always rooted
Well,
for him.
maybe I was a little harsh there. We questioned if he was ready to play or if they put him in too early,
His
right?
capabilities.
Yes, capability, his stature physically, right? He doesn't
Yeah.
meet all those, the metrics of what a quarterback can do in that league. I mean, in college, yeah, great. But in the NFL, that's tough with his stature. But he's starting to play some good football.
Yeah.
You're right. I gave him up for dead last year, right? This guy, I was thinking they're going to trade this guy, just like that quarterback from the Jets. They got rid of him because he couldn't produce,
Yeah.
right? I forget his name, right? But he was the number one pick, I believe, at
Yeah.
some point
Oh,
with
I
the
thought you were
Jets.
talking about Rogers. Got rid of him.
Yeah, no, the blonde guy, the young guy.
Yeah. No, I know.
But yeah, the Carolina, I mean, they said, they told the Rams, bring your best because you're going to have to win this game, and Carolina outdid them.
Yep.
I was sad. I was
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not
But
on a downturn.
yeah, because the Rams are playing some good football. Stafford, for as ancient as he is as a quarterback, he's damn near 40, I bet. I think I was in college when he was in college. It seemed like. Yeah, it's going to be another good NFL week. The NFL is a week to week league, so you never know what happens, right?
Yeah.
You have some
Anything can
upsets.
happen.
Yeah, you think, for example, here with the Texans and the Chiefs, who would think that at this point in the season, the Chiefs would be at a crossroad where if they lose this one, I mean, they're done. You
Yeah.
know, they they still have a ray of hope, but if they lose this one,
Yeah.
their run is over, right?
Yeah.
That fantastic run that everyone wants to see in an NFL team, 4 or
Yeah.
5 year run that they're on could be over. Missing the playoffs, not even making it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be
Lions
crucial.
too. Lions too. I think
Lions
this
too.
weekend has a lot of games where it's like it's going to be crucial to get a win.
Lions Cowboys tonight. Oh, I'm torn on who I want in that game. I've got a vested interest, historically with the Cowboys, right? I
Yeah.
remember watching the ball games with my grandmother there when Roger Staubach, right? She barely understood English, but she knew the concept of the game. She would get involved. She'd get so mad when her Cowboys would lose. I mean, her Sunday was ruined, right? We wouldn't eat grandma's cooking that Sunday. It was over.
She was yelling, "Pinche Cowboys!"
Cowboys. God darn it. Hey, grandma, I thought you didn't know English. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, tonight's game, and I've got a vested interest in the Lions because they're one of my picks for the season. So I'm torn on this game,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I'm rooting. Oh, okay. So let me talk bad about the Cowboys so they can win. Man, that
That
Dak.
Dak, damn, that Dak has been one of the best damn quarterbacks in the
I
league.
know that Dak.
Yeah.
Well. Hey, remember to our
What?
listeners, we make predictions, not
Not.
promises.
That's right.
But you know what? If we're right, we are going to gloat a little bit about our right picks, right, El Gato? And this week we're actually have a lot that are we're on board with each other. Well, at least
Yeah.
three of them, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Three out of the five, perhaps. Yeah, about three
Yep.
out of the five.
Yep.
So
Hey, so thank you to all our listeners for listening to Five Picks and a Chick. Hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel at Five Picks and a Chick, or you can listen to us wherever you get your favorite podcast. Make sure to join us next week. As always, thank you to El Gato for being part of Five Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, bet.
bet.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.